Well, this is a wonderful occasion to be here in this beautiful campus and to have the opportunity to address you. In 1971, when Bangladesh was going through its liberation war, I decided that I should also join the war of liberation. So I left Shell Oil Company to join the liberation movement. So after 9 months of liberation struggle, our country became independent in December 1971. And during that liberation movement, millions of refugees went over to India, to the safety of India as refugees. And early in 1972, they started coming back to Bangladesh, to their home country. And that is the time that I decided that I'd like to give a few years of my life to try and help resettle the refugees and do relief and rehabilitation work in one area of Bangladesh with about 200,000 families in the northeastern Bangladesh. So the first year of work was relief and rehabilitation of refugees coming back to the devastated homes, getting them back their shelter. So we built 10,200 houses. We provided implements to farmers and artisans. We provided boats to fishermen, nylon twines for nets, things like that. So the relief phase, rehabilitation phase was over in about a year. And then our work was done, so we could have gone home and did something else. But then the poverty situation in that area was so deep, so tremendous, so bad, that one really couldn't walk out from that. I decided that we need to do long-term development work to get people out of poverty. So we started with in a small area, working in capacity building, initially organizing poor people. But we thought that poor people individually cannot do much, but if they organize themselves, then maybe that they could do something to change their lives. In education, we found that almost 80% of our children of Bangladesh now are going to government schools, in primary schools. 20% never go to school. It's either because of poverty or gender, they have no access to primary education. So we decided that in the middle 80s, we decided that we'll develop a model for the poorest children to have access to primary education. So we started with 22 schools, 1 teacher and 30 children in them, and we took them for a 5-year primary education program. The teacher are not really trained teachers in the sense that not graduate teachers. We hired a high school graduate in the village. We trained them for about 2 weeks, and then every month we give them a refresher course. Out of 19 million children in Bangladesh between the ages of 6 and 10, 16 million goes to government schools, and 1.6 million goes to our school. And there is still some children who are not going to school. So I'm trying to expand our program to try and cover all children in Bangladesh, to have at least a primary education, so that the cycle of poverty does not continue from generation to generation. So this is one of the problems of poverty. When we started our work in economic development in early 70s, we also started with microfinance. Small sums of money given to poor people can have great impact in their lives in terms of creating entrepreneurship, getting opportunities for them to do something which they have never had the opportunity. So it's a kind of the access to finance gives poor people something to dream about, something that they've always dreamed about but never been able to do something. We provide, for example, now we have 5.7 million borrowers. And this year we are going to disbursed about $900 million to our borrowers, 5.6 million borrowers. And our recovery rate is excellent, 99.2% this year. So, and we also make money. In fact, our microfinance program contributes to some of the development programs that we do in education and healthcare. I think the profit last year was about $28 million from microfinance, and this year it will be much higher. So hopefully, over the period of time, over the next few years, we will find many more solutions to problems of poverty, and hopefully one day we'll get rid of poverty altogether, the kind of poverty we have in the world today. But then all of you, leaders of this society, young people, you will do the unfinished task that we leave behind. Thank you very much.